Hello, guys. I just got done watching season 3, episode 7, and the title of Breaking Bad. I watched that episode, and had something that came to my mind. Like, I'm watching this episode, and I really want to know now. Let's talk a little bit about the backstory first, so you guys can understand the climate of the whole atmosphere of the episode. Now, Hank Schrader, he's the DEA agent. Walter White, he's the chemist. He makes crystal meth at a very high purity level. And Walter White, he killed a distributor called Tuco Salamanca. He killed that distributor because Tuco Salamanca was a homicidal maniac that would kill people on a whim. He deserved to die, and they killed him. They killed him. No, they didn't. Hank killed him. But they set him up. They set him up to die. He was already bleeding to death. So he was gonna die regardless. He was already bleeding to death because he got shot by Jesse. Hank just finished him off. But that's besides the point. After Tuco dies, and then the old guy, the Salamanca, Hector Salamanca, he's the old guy in the chair, the wheelchair that rings the little bell with the cartel connections, but that's another video. Now, one would say that Jesse and Walter made a mistake letting that guy live. Because if they had killed Hector Salamanca, then Hector Salamanca would have never told the cousins, the Salamanca brothers, the twins, that it was Walter that got him killed. Why didn't he mention Jesse Pinkman? I guess because he doesn't know Jesse Pinkman's name, you know? And the only reason he knew Walter's name was because he overheard Tuco mention his name. Tuco mentions Walter's name because he has his ID card. That's a lot of things. There's subtleties in the show. Nothing happens without a reason. Now, after they get him killed, and the fact that the DEA is off limits, that means the Salamanca brothers have no other option but to target Walter White for some type of revenge. And, there's politics and the fact that Gustavo Fring, he needs Walter White alive so that he can continue making the meth for Gustavo. Walter is very key here. Even though he has Gail Bedecker, Walter is key because Gail, even though he's a very good chemist and he can make a good purity level of meth, Walter is the next best thing. Walter is a 99% purity. But I guess he wanted, I think Gus was gonna kill Walter regardless, because Walter's always gonna have that ego. He's always gonna want to take over. He's not good at taking directions. Now, Gustavo, he needs Walt alive, but he doesn't need Hank alive. And he's able to kill two birds with one stone because he's able to take out the muscle of the cartel, the Salamanca brothers. And he's able to do it indirectly. He's able to keep his hands clean. And because of that, because he's able to keep his hands clean, it's so brilliant because he's able to take out Hank, and he's able to take, he doesn't care if Hank gets taken out because it doesn't lead back to him. If Hank dies, it doesn't really matter to Gus. Who cares? It's better for him if Hank dies because Hank is investigating the whole organization. He's dangerous, but there's always going to be another guy. Hank is immaterial, Hank is just a means to an end for Gustavo Fring. And, he orchestrates that, and he lets the Salamanca brothers kill Hank, and Hank in turn, and then he gives Hank an edge. He actually wants the Salamanca brothers dead. He doesn't want Hank dead. He wants the Salamanca brothers dead. And there's another layer to it. Because given the fact that those guys targeted a DEA agent, that's even worse for the cartel because that means that there's going to be more pressure on the cartel. And given that, and because of that, there's going to be even more problems for the cartel. And that's what Gus wants. More pressure on the cartel. And he's able to get rid of the Salamanca brothers in one go. So this is my little theory. I mean, it's the only reason, the only person that it could be is Gustavo Fring. There's literally no other person that wants, there's no other person that really wants, that wants the Salamanca brothers dead. Like, what other, who else would it be? Who else could it be? You think it's the cartel? Why would the cartel warn Hank the Salamanca brothers are coming? The only person it could be is Gus. The only person it could be is Gus. There's literally nobody else. Or it was probably, it was Mike Emintrant. But if it was Mike Emintrant, it was with Gustavo's blessing. Gustavo told him to do that. He probably used a voice changer, called from an anonymous phone that couldn't be traced. And, he did that and he got away with it. And he warned him. And it's evident because when he kills the other cartel member, that cartel member tells Gus that, that he's suspicious of him because he's the one that, because he feels that Gus is the one that stitched the two Salamanca brothers on Hank. And that's what made the whole organization unravel. I mean, the cartels always are going to be there. The cartels are always going to be there regardless, right? And they run things in Mexico. They run Mexico. The government does not run Mexico. The cartel runs Mexico. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Who else could it be? I mean, who else? Give me an idea. Who else could it be? Who else wants Hank possibly dead or the Salamanca brothers dead? Who else could it be? What about Walter? You think it's Walter? Why would Walter put his own brother-in-law in danger? He likes Hank. It wouldn't make any sense. What about Jesse? Jesse's not smart enough to think that far ahead. One person it could be is Gus, man. Literally one person. There's only one person that it could be is Gustavo Fring. And that's it. Who else? There's no other theory. There's nobody else. Yeah, we'll never know for sure, but this is more than likely the reason the person that called Hank is Gus. 80%, 90% chance. And that's it.